thought I would go out for a little walk down the driveway to get out of the house. So it was raining and windy for a long time. We got tons of rain, but then it snowed and it got cold. We got actually down into the teens Fahrenheit for just a little bit. And now it's just kind of hovering around freezing, down into the high 20s at night, and right now it's just below freezing. I've got my little snow guys on so I don't slip, trip, and fall. Whenever we have like a kind of blue sky day, which we've had a few of those, I kind of walk out up the road into this little bluff area where I can kind of sit, and the sun is actually, you can see the sun there because of the location. It's kind of open to the south, whereas here the sun doesn't even hit this area really this time of year. But I don't know, it's kind of cruddy today, and I want to kind of get back and work on those grants. So this is the grant application. This just recently came to my attention. It is called the Scoping Pre-Application Microgrants for Food Security, State of Alaska Division of Agriculture. And then it's just 2 pages. At the top is kind of the contact information stuff. And then down below, you just have to do like a project description that's 250 words. So just a couple of paragraphs is all it is. And then second page, there's just 4 little sections, kind of additional information. You check the boxes, 1, 2, or 3 year project, and, then the amounts of money in there. And then there's a brief budget description. So you don't have much room in here. It's really just an overview, and then sign and all that stuff. You can send this by mail to the address in Palmer, Alaska, or they allow you to do, email or fax. This is the pre-application guide for filling out the application, and it's 9 pages, pretty straightforward info. Gives you the timeline, so they have to have it there by February 15th. And this is the contact for the grants people. You can, if you need more information. And let's see here. There's $1,800,000, so quite a bit of money. $15,000 max for an individual and $30,000 max for an organization. And then just have info about who it's for, small scale gardening, and also small scale herding livestock, and expanding acres for food and knowledge of food security. And so then more information here. So then you get points for meeting certain goals. For example, increase access to the quality and quantity of locally grown food for food insecure individuals, families, neighborhoods, and communities through small-scale gardening, herding, livestock operations, and or abilities to safely store food. And then occurs in or assists areas of Alaska that have significant levels of food insecurity and import a significant quantity of food and or in an area of the state where access to safe storage of food, central provisions, and food hubs are limited. And so then there's various sections here which talk about some of the points that you get based on your situation. It's a beautiful sunny day, so I'm sitting here on my bluff on top of a raincoat so that my butt doesn't get wet. And there's all sorts of Dr. Seuss little plants. And the red tips of blueberry bushes. And the sun comes up from behind that hill and goes along the edge over Warnofsky Island over there. Hi! probably sit here for an hour. I had to take a layer off. It's so hot out here. This is the ice sculpture that I made. Now I'm going to try and meditate, okay? Oh my goodness. The deer just walked by me. Okay, so after spending days and days and days of trying to perfect my little 250 word project description for the micro grant and fiddling with everything, I called them for clarification on some things and found out that actually the grant is not for businesses. It's for individuals, you know, and organizations and stuff, but if you actually own a business and are growing to sell things, it's not for you. But she said that you can apply as an individual, because obviously I grow food for myself. In fact, a large portion of what I grow is for myself and Tyler. But it does make it less probably likely that I'll get it because they want, you know, the projects to be, you know, the more people you can bring food security to, the better. And, you know, the more isolated and the, you know, more food insecurity you have, the more likely you're going to get the grant. And so that, that reduces, if I'm just looking at Tyler and I, then that reduces the number of people that I'm bringing food security to. It's just us. And our food security is, you know, it's not great, but it's not as bad as some places especially in Southeast Alaska, where like people live in like tiny islands where they have to take their boats to go get groceries. So anyway, I'm not as, you know, it's not like we're on a road system where a truck will come in, or, you know, a lot of places in what I call real Alaska, which is the main part of Alaska, you know, we're down in the panhandle. You know, they actually have big farms there that grow during the summer and stuff like that. And so, you know, we don't have any of that here really. Just a few little tiny growers like me and stuff. So anyway, blah, 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 blah. It's less likely that I'm going to get this grant. So here I was imagining all these jolly things, you know, soil, because I'll be ready for soil in the spring, and that would take a big old chunk. And then also I've been planning downstairs in our cellar, whatever, large crawl space, whatever, to build kind of a walk-in cooler type thing, because, you know, eventually I'm barely able to deal with the refrigeration I have right now in my chest freezer converted to a fridge. And so like that's another chunk. And then there's a bunch of other little projects. Gosh, you know, like I would love to get a bunch of berry plants, and blueberry plants are really, I mean, they're kind of expensive, right? And I haven't been able to, like, I've been trying to root cultivated blueberry plants and stuff, and that hasn't been working. So like, and some of the other things that, like, you know, the shipping is so expensive on them, that I like hoops and insect netting and stuff and trays, grow trays and things, that I'm just like, oh, I just don't want to buy that because the shipping is more expensive than the item. Yeah, I could get some of those things. I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. I could just get them now. And, yeah, so blueberry plants, insect hoops and netting, more like actual metal fence posts, and I could get more mesh deer fencing. And we were talking about like a 3-compartment sink, so I could do some prep and stuff like that, more prep stuff. And yeah, and I could even do more of a bigger lighting setup. So I actually consider maybe more seriously doing like growing baby greens and other things during the winter time. So anyway, you know, whatever. So then I kind of just like whatever threw the application together and I sent it off. I sent it off email, and I just had Tyler take the hard copy with my signature to the PO box because it's due on February 15th. Like they have to have it by then. So any of you folks, especially in Southeast Alaska, who are living out on little islands or, you know, down at the bottom of places that you have to drive your boat to get places, you should definitely apply for this grant. You have time, just throw something together. So this is the other grant that I've been needing to get to, and I'm going to get to it the first of the year, and here it is, February. But this is the USDA NRCS grant for a high tunnel or greenhouse. So I printed out, because this helps me get started, I printed out the pages 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 forms to get started here. And I started kind of filling things out. And yeah, so I've got to get that done as soon as I can. But I have to get like a farm number or something. This is another Alaska thing for people watching from Alaska. There's an Alaska Women in Agriculture Conference, March 20th. That's this year. I'm assuming it's a teleconference because I can't imagine people getting together with this COVID thing and flying places and whatever. So I'm going to look into that a little bit more, but I'll give a link to that information. And last thing, I have one last boat video to put out. This is for last summer's trips that I've been showing all through the winter. And I have one more that I'm going to put out probably like next week or something. So I'll let you guys know that's coming up. You guys want to see the glacier that's coming off our roof here? Can you see that?